My name is Misty Roten. I'm the Help Desk Manager for Modesto City Schools.
I'm Russ Selkin, Chief Technology Officer, Modesto City Schools.
I'm Anthony Luna. I am the Psych Technician Manager for Modesto City Schools.
The big challenge was in 2020 when we went one-to-one across the entire district. So we doubled our one-to-one students. We went from about 14,000 to 30,000 students in 2 weeks. When they were at home, it wasn't too big of an issue, but when they came back, nobody knew how to charge a device, or they forgot a device. So those were our two big pain points district-wide.
Cables were everywhere, surge protectors were everywhere. You know, we were creating tripping hazards. One of the first ideas actually that we had to help with the charging issues that we're having in the classroom was a DIY project. Students would put their device in the file organizer. They would charge their device. We had surge protectors everywhere. And it worked. It just wasn't on the scale that we needed it to be.
For our technicians, the big thing was we'd have kids coming to the tech rooms because they didn't have devices charged. They weren't prepared for class, and we had no way to charge that many devices.
All our managers actually, we basically had a creative session where we were trying to figure out what can we do, what resources do we have, what companies are out there to even help us with the situation that we have. We looked everywhere. We searched the webs, we searched high and low, just trying to find any solution. And our entire tech team, they were all on it as well, offering ideas, trying to come up with any idea that could help, because they saw the frustration for the teacher. You know, again, they want to continue teaching. However, if the device is not staying powered up, it limits them to do what they need.
We looked at various options. There was cost we had to consider and like ease of use, we just needed it to be something that was ready to go. You just plug it in and go. Like, that's what we were looking for.
My staff did research to figure out what was going to be the best charging solution. Without going back to the cart structure, because that means that you're taking the device out of the student's hands for a proportion of the educational day, and it just becomes something in the back.
So how we approached the solution was we created a grid system. In the grid system, we looked at different battery manufacturers out there, different power supply manufacturers, power supplies that clamp onto tables, just all the different things, and we saw that a lot of those things that were out there, they limit you. Like, it's made for it to be somewhat stationary. You sit at a desk all day long, and we all know kids don't do that. Kids move around, they go to different desks, they have different activities, they move to different classrooms. So we needed something modular. Out there really wasn't something that was modular that you could actively charge a device. Could you connect a battery pack to it? You totally could. But you're not getting a charge out of that, you're just staying alive, and we needed something that could carry on to the next class.
What's a solution that can be adaptive, so to speak, and also be something where it doesn't interrupt the classroom workflow or safety issues, and that's when they came up with JAR. Implementation of JAR systems was not like other technologies where there's a long project planning time period, a delivery, a setup in the classroom. I have a hardworking staff, but they implement in a matter of days/weeks. I think the biggest obstacle was us just realizing how many do we need to order, and then logistics in the classroom where we place the item.
So we use the QC8000 in every K-6 classroom in our district. And then at the 7 through 12 sites, we actually have 2 Adapt4s in every classroom with 8 battery packs in every room. In every office, in every school, we have at least one library system set up for the substitute devices. And then in addition to that, we have Adapt4s and QC8000s in various conference rooms throughout the district for staff and students. So we kind of use them everywhere.
The overall response I would say that we're getting from faculty is they love the batteries. I almost think they love the batteries a little bit more than the students do. Obviously, we utilized during COVID, Teams was huge for our district. We do a lot of remote meetings. Remote meetings, you're not always at your desk, so being able to also use the battery packs for staff and faculty was it's huge. Students love them. You can't walk into any classroom without seeing a student use one. They might even be almost fully charged, but they just like how easy it is to use, and it also prepares them for the next class. So it's a huge success for us. And there's no cables on the ground anymore, so being that the device is plug and play, fantastic. Saves hours for us.
After implementation, my follow-up has been it's gone all the way to the board level. We had actually had a board meeting, someone bring up the use of JAR in the classroom, and my involvement was that they wanted more in the classroom. We had a certain level of devices, or JAR batteries in the elementary and the high school, so that's when JAR saw a secondary order from us to implement higher quantities in each classroom.
What I think I've appreciated the most is how much I feel like the overall there's care in creating a solution to problems. So like when we do have an issue, that you guys have been very quick to respond, whether it's a cable not working exactly the way we expected or even a device getting lost. Like there's always looking for a solution to help us solve the problem, not just fixing that. It's getting to the root cause and how can we fix it. So we've really appreciated JAR and the overall experience a lot.
We really rely on our channel partners. In this particular case, CDW has been a great partner over the years with us. And they're kind of like a trusted source. They've never steered us wrong in terms of what other customers have had experience with a particular product, how it's going to work in our environment. So we really lean on them for kind of best of breed and then industry experience that they've seen other customers have with a particular product or service. In this case, JAR, they came highly recommended from CDW. Without JAR, the use and integration of 21st century tools in the classroom would be minimal to non-existent. Because when a teacher's teaching a class of 30, and let's say 4 to 6 of them, their batteries are not charged on their devices, and they're not able to follow along, that completely disrupts the whole curriculum structure for that classroom. If you design technology in a classroom correctly, it just works.